South Africa was left in utter disbelief as live cameras captured President Cyril Ramaphosa being dramatically dragged off stage in the middle of a heated clash between supporters and protesters. What was supposed to be a routine political address spiraled into unprecedented chaos, with scenes so intense that they have dominated headlines and social media ever since. The incident unfolded during a highly anticipated gathering where Ramaphosa was expected to outline his administration's progress and address pressing national concerns. The hall was packed with supporters, party members, and journalists, but tension was evident from the beginning. Groups of frustrated citizens had also made their way into the venue, carrying placards and chanting slogans about unemployment, corruption, and service delivery failures. As Ramaphosa began to speak, the chants grew louder. Supporters attempted to drown out the protesters, leading to verbal confrontations that quickly escalated into shoving, shouting, and eventually all-out scuffles. Security forces rushed to control the scene, but the situation grew uncontrollable as fists flew and chairs were overturned. In the chaos, the president himself became the focus of concern. His security team, fearing for his safety, abruptly moved in, dragging him from the stage while the crowd erupted in pandemonium. The shocking footage spread instantly online, with hashtags like #RamaphosaDragged, #StageChaos, and #PresidentialClash trending within minutes. Clips showed Ramaphosa being pulled away while attempting to maintain composure, though the optics were unflattering. To millions watching, the sight of their president being dragged out of his own rally was both humiliating and symbolic of the country's growing instability. The clash was not just between protesters and security, it also fractured the crowd itself. Ramaphosa supporters shouted down the demonstrators, while others booed at the president, demanding accountability. Journalists described the atmosphere as the most chaotic political event in years, with one eyewitness calling it a physical manifestation of South Africa's frustrations boiled over. Political analysts were quick to interpret the moment. Some described it as a disastrous blow to Ramaphosa's credibility, arguing that a leader dragged from his own stage projected weakness to both allies and rivals. Others, however, saw it as the inevitable result of deep national anger that no leader could fully contain. This wasn't about security failure alone, one analyst explained. It was about people no longer trusting words without action. Hours later, Ramaphosa broke his silence with a televised address. His words were calm but edged with frustration. South Africa witnessed chaos today. We must remember that protest is part of our democracy, but violence and disruption cannot be the path forward. I was taken from the stage, yes, but I will not be taken away from my responsibility to serve this nation. His defiance resonated with some, especially loyal ANC supporters who praised him for addressing the humiliation directly. But for his critics, the damage was done. They pointed out that the dragging scene would not easily be forgotten, especially with elections approaching. Opposition leaders seized the opportunity, framing it as proof that Ramaphosa has lost the confidence of ordinary citizens and can no longer command authority on the national stage. Beyond the political fallout, the incident highlighted the growing volatility of South African politics. The clash was not orchestrated by one side alone, it was a raw eruption of tension between those who still believe in Ramaphosa's vision and those who feel betrayed by unfulfilled promises. It symbolized a nation divided, frustrated, and on edge. The image of Ramaphosa being dragged off stage will likely become one of the defining visuals of his presidency. For some, it will stand as a metaphor for a leader being pulled away from the people he was meant to serve. For others, it will serve as a rallying cry of resilience, proof that even humiliation cannot shake his resolve. Either way, the chaos of that day has left an indelible mark on South African politics. The president may have been dragged from the stage, but the real battle lies ahead, whether he can drag his leadership, his party, and his nation back from the brink of disillusionment.